as they are back home. It's a national holiday back home. The Welsh don't get into many finals. In fact, the Welsh word for final literally translates back into English as, never mind. To put that into a sentence, ladies and gentlemen, it goes like this. New Zealand did well in the cricket earlier on in the World Cup. They got into the, never mind. Yeah, we're a nation of low expectations, ladies and gentlemen. Why the hell do you think we built a bar and a public toilet? You've got to stop with that, by the way. I can't keep hearing from the Wellingtonians, have you been to the Welsh bar on Courtney Place? It used to be a public toilet. I get it. It used to be a public toilet, it's not anymore. It's not as if the denizens of the Welsh bar have distilled decades worth of Wellingtonian piss into barrels which are now serving in pint form in the Welsh bar. That's not happening. But I tell you, if you were entrepreneurial and if you did think this would be a good idea to sell public urine, Wellington wouldn't be such a bad idea, would it? You could put it into a bottle, give it a fancy label and a pretty name, charge extortionate price, and hey presto, you've got one of those craft beers that everybody loves. Your customers would literally be taking the piss. I don't want to talk about that anyway. I want to talk about the joke that got me here, the joke that got me into the final. It was an offensive joke. I told it in the heat. I apologised for it in the semi-final, but people laughed. So unfortunately, I think inadvertently that joke got me into the final. In my defence, it was an offensive joke, but my time on the heat, my first time on stage. And it wasn't even on stage, they put it down on a box down there in the heat. So it was my box debut. I was making my box debut and I told this joke. But ladies and gentlemen, I'd done some research on Wellington comedy. And I realised two things I needed to put in my act. One, I needed to reference that popular online dating site Tinder. And two, I needed to talk about the people of the Hutt Valley in a derogatory way. Talk about them like, say inbred, unemployed, whatever. So, I told them, these are things I do nothing about. I know nothing about Tinder, it's kind of passed me by. You see, I'm from a simpler time, a time where if you were doing online dating, you used to be embarrassed about it. You know, you had the decency to be ashamed by online dating. But now it's a badge of honour, isn't it, the Tinder? It's a badge of honour. And technology's changed the way dating works as well. I can't keep up. I was out with my mate the other day. We were in the Welsh bar, probably drinking somebody's piss. And he said to me, how did you meet your missus? And I said, well, you know, we got talking, went on a few dates, a few more dates, and we got, you know, it went really well, and we ended up in a relationship. He said, that sounds like hard work. Why didn't you just Snapchat her a picture of your cock? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I may not know anything about Tinder, I may not know anything about digital dating, but there's one thing I do know, is that nobody was ever impressed by an erection that disappears 10 seconds after you started looking at it. So I had to reference Tinder. I also had to be derogatory about the good people of the Hutt Valley. And that was really hard, because I've been to the Hutt Valley before, I've loved it, had a lovely time. I've met loads of people from the Hutt Valley, lovely people. I'm actually from the valleys, I'm from the Rhondda Valley in South Wales. You may have seen us recently on that TV show, MTV, The Valleys. It's a popular TV show. They call it a reality documentary. I like to think of it as Skype. Where I'm just checking in on the people back home. I just wish Auntie Caris would put her knickers on every now and then. So I'm from the Rhondda Valley, the Hutt Valley. We're like brothers and sisters, aren't we? We're kindred spirit. Well, not literally, because you know they don't seem to get out much. But we're like brothers and sisters in the valley. So it's really hard for me to slag them off. But I saw the Wellington comedy bandwagon and I jumped right on it. And this is what I said. Let me be clear. This is a joke that I told in the heat. I apologised for in the semi-final. I'm not going to apologise for again. This is a joke reference. This is not me telling the joke. And the joke... Imagine you've Googled this. So the joke I told was this. I said, the people of Waterloo in Lower Hutt look upon marriage as a family affair. There are 5,000 people in Waterloo in Lower Hutt and only 2 surnames. It's more of a gene pool than it is a gene puddle. And I said, the people of Waterloo in Lower Hutt look upon the family photo album as a primitive offline Tinder where they're turning the pages left and turning the pages right depending on the preference. If you laugh, that's on you. That is not on me. Hey, that's not on me. So I saw a poster and they said you have to report discriminatory behaviour. So I phoned the Wellington Council, but they were having none of it. They were having none of it, ladies and gentlemen. They had bigger things on their mind. Just outside us here on Cuba Street, there's a big drugs problem on Cuba Street. Massive drugs problem. Crystal meth, crack cocaine, all these hardcore drugs. In fact, Cuba Street's like Sesame Street. Only every episode of Cuba Street is brought to you by the letter P. But the Wellington Council, they've got something, they've got a plan, they're going to tackle this. It's hardcore drugs. What they're going to do, they're going to ban legal highs from the centre of Cuba Street, ladies and gentlemen, ban legal highs. Hardcore drugs, but they're going to stop the kids from buying their Red Bull tablets at Cosmic. And ladies and gentlemen, I think this is like the policy equivalent of tackling alcoholism by banning wine gums from Fix. Stop people getting drunk off wine gums from Fix. And if you're going to ban wine gums from Fix, ladies and gentlemen, you might as well ban Tic Tacs from Fix. I don't know if you've seen anybody on Tic Tac, but they go fucking mental. Mental, that is a play on the word mental. That's a joke I can do, because I come from a land that respects its vowel sounds, the E's and the I's. Doesn't come so easy to Kiwis, does it? The E's and the I's. That's why every summer you go for a barbecue on your best friend's dick. But ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave you with this one. You've got to be careful with your E's and your I's and your vowel sounds. It's not so easy for us foreigners to understand the E's and the I's. I broke my phone recently, I broke my mobile phone. I went to a store and I went to the shop assistant and I said, I'd like to purchase a new mobile phone. He said, the iPhone sucks. And I said, okay, I'll get a Samsung. Thank you very much, everybody.